That's it. Thank you all for coming to the Blackstreet USA Public Theater. All right. We're at the point of the show now that Ida, uncross your legs. I want everybody to see my, yeah, you have on some nice pink underwear. Everybody see her pink underwear? All right. I know that there are usually people that have questions that they want to ask about the puppet theater. Anything, nothing is off limits. Billy, can you bring me that microphone over here? And let's see if we have some questions out here. And probably the question that you have in mind, I'm sure somebody else has the same question in mind. So don't be bashful. And Billy, that cord stretches over here fine. Yeah, bring the microphone. Let me have it. No, you can't have it. Okay then. Who's got a question? Somebody? Over here.
Hi. Wonderful show, the child show as well as this one. What's the difference between the marionette and the regular puppet?
The difference are the strings. A marionette is what? If this were a marionette, my hand, instead of being, where it is, would be way up here, and there would be strings attached to her arms, strings attached to her legs, strings attached to her hands and her knees, sometimes strings attached to her eyes or her ears. A marionette can have as many as 60 strings. And when I first decided that this was going to be, or gave into the fact that this was indeed my life's work, I had to make the decision if I wanted to use marionettes or rod puppets or hand puppets. And as you can see, I have chosen mostly rod puppets, and I'm just beginning to work with hand puppets. This is a hand puppet in my hand here. Yeah, very good question. Someone else? Maybe you could turn the house lights on. I could see better. Somebody could turn the house lights on. Over here. That's as far as it goes.
Hi, Gary. It's so nice seeing you.
Thank you.
You did my nephew's birthday party 20 years ago. And I think he's 25 now, whatever. But you were sensational, and it's just amazing to see that you're still so young and youthful. I was thinking you'd be an old man. But no, because it was so long ago, and I hadn't seen you in a long time. You are wonderful. So I wanted to know, do you do this now? I know you used to be across the street. You're not there anymore.
I'm not there anymore.
Okay. Do you have a stationary place or where you do it?
This is my new station.
Great.
This is my new home. Performances can be arranged here on any day or any time. Yes. All right. Who else?
It seems like these puppets are your children. I mean, you seem so involved with them. How many characters have you conceived?
I love the way you put that. There are 187 puppets, and there are about 30 that are in progress, that are in the works. I hope everybody got a chance to go out into the Washington Street Gallery where all the puppets are on display, because you can see them up close there. Absolutely. Thank you for your comments.
I was wondering what led you to make the choice for the rod puppet as your primary way of working, and I noticed you include a great deal of choreography between you and the puppet, which of course I gather would be impossible with a marionette. Is that right?
You answered your own question, yes. It would be virtually impossible to move about and dance the way I do with a marionette. And since I consider myself a frustrated dancer, I designed my puppets so that I can move around with them.
Do you write all your dialogue for your show?
The dialogue that I performed tonight, about half of it, most of it dealing with Ida here. her dialogue. We worked on that together. The two dramatic pieces that I did, Born Black and Once Massacre to Baton Rouge, no, I did not write those.
I'd like to know how you came about with the different designs on the different puppets.
The rod puppets that I have are a combination actually of a hand puppet and a rod puppet. And I learned from a puppet master that I studied with at the Kungsholm Miniature Grand Opera, which is where I started out with my puppets. Those puppets there, however, were about the size of the puppets that I did Madame Butterfly with. They were no bigger than a Barbie doll. But when I got out on my own, after 4 years at the puppet opera, I wanted something a little bit larger, something I could really sink my teeth into, so to say. So I combined what I already knew with what I thought would work best for me. And it was a journey, let's put it that way. It didn't all happen at one time. Little by little, I made changes and more changes until I finally settled on what we have here. Someone else?
Do you sew those outfits yourself?
Say it again?
Do you sew those outfits?
The costumes, yes, I make the costumes, yes. Yeah. There was a time when I used to hire people to design and make the costumes, but often they would not be ready when I wanted them, so I figured if I could make the puppet, I could make the costume too. So I just, I just learned how to do it. Somebody over here?
Hi, Gary.
Hello.
So what are the most of the puppets made out of?
Most of the puppets, this puppet here, this hand puppet, is entirely like a stuffed animal. It's just cloth, just fabric, and styrofoam on the inside. The rod puppets, of which I have 187 of them, they are made out of a material called, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. They're made out of a material called plastic wood. That's a carpenter's material, and it's like a paste. And the beginning of each face in the puppet's hands are first done in clay. I model the puppet's face in clay, I model their hands in clay. From there, I make a plaster of Paris mold. And from the plaster of Paris mold, I cast the plastic wood into the mold. When that is hard and dry, I release it from the mold, I sand it down, and when that's done, then I build a body on. The body of the rod puppet is cloth also, except for the central body rod, a large stick that goes to the middle of it. After the body is built on, then the makeup is done, the hair is done. After the hair is done, then I make the costume, and then we buy them a pair of shoes. It takes about 3 months on average to make one.
I remember you telling me one time that